Ah, high school. Am I right? Most of us have, been through it, done it, or whatever, or are still in it. If you, most of us have to do it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about high school. I'm gonna rant about it. No particular uh, no particular things I want to talk about, but I'm just gonna rant about high school. First of all, it's a melting pot of weird kids. You got so many different groups of people. You got nerds, jocks, geeks, band kids. You got future pedophiles, future crack addicts. You got white people who think they came from the hood. You got weird, fat, smelly kids. You got normal kids. You got smelly, not fat kids. There's so many different. The classes get weird. They make up stupid things like, oh, here's general literature, here's ELA. You have to do both. Just call it both. They're both ELA. Don't say that. You just want me to do more ELA. Why? ELA is the worst subject. It probably, math is easy for me because autism. I'm obviously somewhat autistic, so math is easy because it's just formulas. And then, history is really easy because all you gotta do is remember. Science is okay. It's kind of easy, but I don't think it's as easy as those two. And then ELA is like down here. Alright, that's so stupid. It's just like, let's stop and analyze what they mean by, or I should be doing a different voice, because ELA teachers are never sophisticated, wise men. No. They're like, most ELA teachers are stinky liberals, stinky liberal women, who are very out about their views, and very, crybabies about everything. Here, I'll do my impression. Okay, guys. Today we're gonna be looking at this book. No, I can't do a teacher, a English teacher voice. First of all, I'm not a woman. Thankfully, I'm still young enough to, for my voice. I mean, it's not really a thankfully thing. Thankfully, I'm still full of youth, and my voice is still able to go high. Because I'm still in that weird stage of life where my voice sounds like a squeaky toy that can, go low and then randomly crack and be like, high school things. Another thing about high school, besides teachers suck, specifically ELA, if you get a male ELA teacher, I swear male ELA teachers are so much chiller than, female ELA teachers. Female ELA teachers are always liberal loudmouths, and then male. I've never had a bad male ELA. I've only had two, and they're so chill. One of them was an older man, and he was a saint. He was literally probably my favorite teacher of all time. He made me like ELA for a second. Going to his class was fun. He did cool things like this thing called Tribon, where you had to guess the correlation between three words. He gave us hot chocolate before holidays. He was goated. I hope he's still alive. He was an older gentleman, but he was so peak. And then I had another ELA teacher. He was just chill. But, the female ELA teacher, terrible. All of them. Well, not all of them are terrible. Sometimes elementary ELA teachers are fine because they have to do both ELA and something else, so they're not necessarily as bad as, you get to middle school or in high school. Whoa. Those things are scary. I've had some that are okay, but there are some terrible ones. And then another thing about high school is women. Alright, it doesn't matter who you are. The women in high school, such a problem. It's really the teenage problem is women. Alright, you're horny. Most of us are you're young. You're desperate for love or whatever. And you're just looking around, and all the girls are either A. The hot ones are A with they're already with the hot ones aren't even always with, like, it's crazy because they won't even be with, like, you know, what you would consider a generative and objectively attractive male. They're always like with the bunions, like derpy looking, and it's like, how come I can't get a woman, but they can? And they ain't like they got personality. Nuh-uh, nothing in here. How? And then you got, okay, I have a little story time. There was this one time, this freshman year, near the end, I once had this experience where it was like I call it the ultimate cuck chair of life. You can really, look at me, what do you see? I'm obviously a geek, a Spider-Man fan who knows too much about Spider-Man, who loves, like, that is a big part of my life. I had to sit there. Across the Spider-Verse was playing. It was Across. Across the Spider-Verse was playing on the, like, parental board. If you're in high school or the school system now, they have these big, like, TVs. I think most schools now have, like, these big, like, rolling, like, huge, like, TV things that are, like, big electronic boards to write on. And we have whiteboards still, but, you know, these big electronic boards. So, they're playing Across the Spider-Verse. I had hot girl sitting at another table. Alright, I'm doing something. I can't move. Alright, hot girl sitting at another table with another guy who was the guy. They were talking about the Spider-Man. You know, I had to sit there doing my work or whatever because I wasn't done with something, and listen to someone riz up a girl with Spider-Man as the conversation topic, and my nerdy brain knew things that they were getting wrong immediately, and I was like, and I could answer their questions, and I was just sitting there going like, I wanted to die. Okay, I was a hot girl, all right, and some guy who's also a big Spider-Man getting things wrong about Spider. They asked, you know, what's the name of Spider-Punk? Like, they were thinking about, like, oh, what's his name? Because the hot girl thought, you know, he was cute. And they were talking about that, and he was like, oh, they couldn't remember Spider-Punk's real name. And I was screaming in my head, Hobie Brown, Hobie Brown, Hobie Brown, Hobie Brown, Hobie Brown. Oh my god, it's Hobie Brown. That's such a generic fact. Alright? I was screaming in my head, and it took them so long to, you know, get there. But, oh my god, and the fact that it was working, because they were just talking about Spider-Man, they just seemed interested, blah, blah. I had to sit there and listen to it while I was doing my work. Listen to a hot girl and some nerd, them getting, like, having a good conversation. That he had a chance, definitely, in that moment. You know, hopefully no one in my high school ever sees this video and somehow puts together who I am and what I mean and what class I was talking about. That would be terrible. That would be terrible. But still, I had this ultimate cuck share of life. Don't know if I care if I can say that on YouTube or not, but not for kids, I guess. But I had to sit there and just listen to that. That's one of the worst things about high school. You have to sit there, like true Peter Parker stuff. You have to, like, you can watch a woman that you like. Not necessarily, I'm not talking about that example, but you can like someone a lot, and you can watch them walk with somebody else, like day to day. You sit, like, that's because that's what couples do in high school. They walk with each other to class. That's all they do. And you sit there and while you're getting to class, you can see them and you can be like, it's mentally breaking. So, like, connection in high school, one of the worst things to do. Like, honestly, don't mess with it in high school. Just wait until you're out of high school. It would be so much easier. Alright, that's all I gotta talk about. This was a huge rant. Again, if you watched this video and you actually stuck to the end, huge props to you, because this video isn't really about anything. I think I'm only gonna do 2 videos a week now because of, you know, high school, and it's not really bother me anything. It's just the fact that I can't think of that many ideas because I've went blank. But you know, I think I'm just gonna do 2 videos a week. So thank you if you did watch this. Peace.